Hey, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another show. Hey, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to do one thing really fast. And for those tuning in, let me know if you can hear me. I thought the SD card was in there. All right. So, of course, this is a lot better than all of the different settings, everything that's on there. But the one thing that I've been trying to work on is this focus box. And this focus box is what's driving me insane because I've tried so many different things with Canon, trying to get that focus box off. And it's just like part of it. I've already disabled it and it still pops up. But hey, guys, welcome back to another show. We're going to be talking about check deposit dates, Social Security, SSI, SSDI stimulus checks. We're going to be talking about monthly increases. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. Pedro, Jan, Yvette, Tammy, Renita, Judy. Hey, guys. Hey, family's doing great. It's been a long time. Yep, Tammy, it's been a long time. I try to do at least one live stream a day just to keep you guys in the loop about things that are going on and things that are happening. And I'm super excited about today's video. Super excited about the news going on. I've got information everywhere to discuss. We've got a lot of information to talk about. Again, we were talking about a lot of news yesterday, going back and forth over the monthly increase that you're going to be getting every single month. It's already been approved. That is for June 30th, guys. James, Lisa, Glenda, Crystal, Sandra, Daryl, Polly, Randy, Angelo, Sandra, Rose, Muhammad, Willie, Ellen. What is up, my friends? Thank you guys so much. Hey, you guys got to admit, it's so much better. The quality of the camera is, I mean, just so much better, guys. It's so much better. But we've got a lot of news to get into. Thank you guys so much. We got some breaking news. When this channel hits, I'm trying to make it like a normal thing. When we hit 200 likes, we're going to be talking about some breaking news. You know how it goes. For all of those that were asking about Dexlin. So Dexlin is doing great. He is eating consistently. He's sleeping right now. He just got done eating and he is knocked out. Little man eats, sleeps, uses the restroom, and that's his life right now. But he's doing good. But guys, I've got a funny story that you would probably think is super funny. And yes, if you want to hear that, we'll get to that. And that'd be like a little bonus of 200 likes. We're only 140 away. We could definitely make that happen. All right, guys. So let's talk about stimulus checks. Now, going back and forth today, and I'm going to verify July 17th. Okay. This information just come out. There are actually states that understand where we're at in the economy, economic wise, people that are not making a lot more money. But I have to say something. I've got to say something as we dive into this news. 7 states considering more stimulus checks in 2023. Now, the fact that they're considering more, it's a plus. It's not like an exact bill that's been already signed, done, ready to make it happen, but it's that they're taking it into consideration. So on my way home, we had a youth camp car wash today. That's where I was at this morning. That's why I did a live video earlier. I was super swamped. Little man was all up all night hours, eating, sleeping, and doing his thing. And then I was up about 6 something. Me and Z-Man left around 6 something this morning. So I've only had a couple hours of sleep. We had a car wash for about 4 or 5 hours, raise money for youth camp. And at our church, we want every kid to be able to go to camp and enjoy it without the worry of cost, without having to worry about raising money. So our church, we collaborate. We hold fundraisers, car washes. We do anything we can to sponsor every kid that wants to go. That way they don't have to worry about anything. It's all free. So just to let you guys know what I was doing today. But on my way home, I, texted the wife, said, "Hey, would you like me to bring some lunch? I'm really hungry." I swung by Taco Bell, and I don't know how many of you guys like Taco Bell. Let me know down in Matt. I appreciate you, Jennifer, Tony, Polly, Darren, Lovely Juan, Aloha, Darren, Joel's on, Darren, Judith, Crystal. Hey guys, thank you so much. So I wanted to tell you, as I went through the Taco Bell drive-through, you know how they have the little stickers that says now hiring. Hey, would you like your career with Taco Bell? And it caught my attention, and I'll tell you why. So I was looking at it, and I'm telling you guys, I know that I feel like I'm super old. I feel like I'm old. I'm 32 years old, about to be 33, and I feel super old because I literally can say minimum wage was $5.85 when I started working. That's what minimum wage was. When I got in my 20s, it was $7.25, which was a huge raise. But I looked at the Taco Bell sticker and it said $14 an hour starting out. And then it had $16 if you worked a certain shift. And then if you were a manager, it was like $18. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it like doubled since and that was like 10 years ago. And I know it's crazy to say, but to think that in my local area, that Taco Bell raised almost double the minimum wage for anybody working there. And again, it helps out, especially if you're working a job like at a fast food restaurant. You definitely want to make some money. I mean, as much as you can, so that way you can pay for your bills. Now, if we look at this aspect of it, Taco Bell's doing that. I'm Chick-fil-A. Many of you guys like Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, I think they're like $14, $15. I think $15 an hour. A lot of these restaurants, fast food, they're paying like $15 average an hour. But if you go to a company like just like a factory, a warehouse, any company like that, they're not like paying you top dollar. Like with our company, they do an incentive for sales, but they do a merit review. That's what it's called. I was trying to figure out the word, a merit review. And, of course, being in sales, you're not really going to get raises because the more you sell, the more you make. There's not really a limit to that. So I get that. But, we started doing that just like 2 years ago because there's no possible way you and I can make it in this economy we're living in with things costing as much as they are. So we had a car wash and I went and bought some soap. Now, I remember buying soap for other car washes that we've done in the past. And it's like $5.99 for a little gallon of car wash soap. And this is like the brand of the store, O'Reilly's. If any of you guys know O'Reilly's, O'Reilly's Auto Shop. There you go. So guys, we are about 70 likes away from telling you a funny story, but also breaking news. And man, it was like $12 for that same jug. I'm thinking, my gosh, inflation. So when 7 states are considering more stimulus checks in 2023, that's a good thing. That's a positive thing. While economic stimulus checks were sent out to Americans on several occasions over the course of the pandemic, it looks like the federal government, which all of this really happens at the federal level when it's sent to the federal government. But leaving it up to individual states, we all know how that works, and it doesn't pan out the way that you and I hope that it would, because again, instead of saying 7 states are considering, it should say every state is considering. Now, for many of you guys that are waiting on stimulus check information as far as the increase for your monthly benefits, hang tight. We are going to be talking about that news, and I've got some surprise stuff for you as well. So California, well, that shouldn't shock us being a blue state, knowing that they were always the first on the list to provide any stimulus check sending out to their residents. So to see them considering to send more doesn't shock me. It's almost like, hey, I already know if there's any state that's going to do it, it's definitely going to be California. But I will say this, and for many of you guys, aloha, hi from Colombia, South America. God bless. Hey, Abel, thank you so much for watching, guys. Hey, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the love, support. Thank you. It was 3:10. Ryan, when you started working, Whoa, man, that is crazy to think how far minimum wage has come in just the last couple of years. But that goes to show you how much stuff has went up in price. I mean, you like let's just say this. Probably many of you guys have an Apple iPhone, right? Many of you guys, and matter of fact, where oh, it's in my pocket. Many of you guys got an Apple iPhone, okay? And you say, well, if you want a good one, it's like $600. Guys, I remember when I first got a phone, it cost like 60 bucks. I got Verizon when I was 18, and I did that little pay minutes thing because I didn't have credit to get a phone or plan. So I remember getting on the minutes, and I had the little, the little flip phone with the little screen, and it was like the coolest thing ever, but it was like 60 bucks. Guys, we're paying $700. And here's the thing: if you want a pro model, it's like $1,400. Whoever thought we would be paying over $1,000 for a cell phone? It's ridiculous, but people do it every day. It's insane, guys. It's insane. But going on, Idaho is on the list, and they're really wanting to provide a rebate back to residents that are struggling financially. Then, of course, Maine, and I don't really count Maine in this stimulus check thing. Here's why: because it's like the last couple of years we've been doing this. Maine always sends out an energy relief bill that has a check of 400 for single fathers, 900 for joint, and it goes out. It's a winter relief bill, and it always goes out every single time. So I almost like California count them on the list. New Jersey. So New Jersey, they did a lot with the residents that own homes. They do a lot with property renters and everything that has to do with anyone who has a ITIN number listed on their tax return. You're going to be looking at rebates anywhere from $500 and up to $1,500, and that's for New Jersey. Now, again, where are the senior citizens? Where are those on a fixed income? Where are the low income involved in this? And it doesn't make sense why they're not just targeting that senior citizen group, considering the fact that people that are probably struggling the most is those on a fixed income, because you don't make a whole lot of. Hey, tell me this: how many people do you know on Social Security or SSI, SSDI that make over 100,000 a year? Probably you can count them on your hand if there's some. New Mexico. Now, the thing about New Mexico is they just got done sending out all their stimulus checks. They just got done with providing checks to all their residents. And the whole thing about with them just coming to the tail end, they've actually extended their things because so many people, I guess, were so late that they extended it to be able to get you a stimulus check. But so many people were in need of it that New Mexico came back and said, you know what? Maybe this is something we should consider doing again. Hey, it helps. Like that extra little bit of money, it does go a long way, especially when you've got a lot of bills to pay for. Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania, one thing that I was really happy about Pennsylvania, it talked about 250 to 650 qualifying homeowners, 500 or 650 for eligible renters. And here's where I really appreciated Pennsylvania: $975 for certain senior citizens. Okay. Certain senior citizens, of course, there's always going to be stipulations, there's always going to be requirements. If you are a Pennsylvania resident, at least 65 years of age, a widower, at least 50, and if you are disabled, at least 18 years old, then you might be able to qualify for a stimulus payment with property tax rent rebate program. And of course, the annual income limit is like 35,000 for those that own homes and 15,000 for renters. Now, again, that's not a very high amount considering rent is so dang expensive, guys. I know in our local area, which I'm in Gallatin, if any of you guys look it up for Tennessee, beautiful city. I grew up here. When I first came here, they didn't even have a bypass over the main area. Now they've got all the bells and whistles, more apartments that we can count. And I remember literally, like when we came, there was nothing here. We didn't have no, they even made a highway to get closer to the actual Nashville. But in Gallatin, I remember going around and seeing all the stuff and growing up here. And even in our local area, when me and my wife were looking for a house, at the time there was nothing within our price point. So we moved into an apartment. We got a 1 year lease, and that apartment alone, which again, when I first got out, with me and her, just us two trying to make it was like $1,300. And back then, that was 3 years ago. $1,300, guys. And that's not including electricity. And I thought, like, that was a lot back then. Then I heard one of my buddies kind of in the same area, and it's like 18, 19, $2,000, guys. And I'm thinking, who makes that type of money? It took me and my wife both to be able to afford that place. She was working full time. I was working a full time job, and I was working my side business. And I was gone like four nights of the week. I was coming home at 10 o'clock at night. I had to work all day, be there at 7, get off at 4, go work all night, be home at 10. And I did that 3 or 4 times a week. I had to. I didn't have a choice if we were going to live in that apartment. And again, it's I could tell you stories and stories and stories. But South Carolina. So South Carolina, they did the whole wait thing because of Irma hurricane. Well, a lot of people, again, were trying to get a stimulus check. They reached out to the South Carolina Department of Revenue and saying, hey, are you guys going to be sending out more checks? So these states have literally collaborated, not together, but within their, however they collaborate, to say, you know what, we are considering to send out more checks. So let's read that list real fast. California, Idaho, Maine, New Jersey, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, South Carolina. Those are the states, guys, the 7 states that are considering sending out more stimulus checks in 2023. Now, we're going to get into other news that you've been waiting for. Many of you guys have been asking, not everyone, is Georgia in the mix? Yes, I honestly, I think there is. We're about to go over those states, guys. Hang tight. Yeah, I'm going to be going over that list here in just a second. Okay, so I've got the list pulled up, but as promised, I've got some breaking news for you guys, and I've also got a story to tell you about Dexlin, okay? And here we go. 1 second. All right, so I'll tell you the story about Dexlin real fast. So Dex just got done eating. We put him in the crib. And Zealand, of course, Zealand, you've seen him. Me and my wife were in the living room, and I guess I thought he was going to his room. He ended up going to Dex's room. So my wife kind of walked over there, just kind of peeked in. He was in the crib with Dexlin. And I don't know if this will show you. I've got a picture of it. I thought I took a picture of it. Well, this is kind of a picture that will show you. And you might think this is the cutest thing ever, guys. So there's Dex, and he's sleeping, and there's Zealand. Look at that boy cheesing. He is cheesing. He is smiling. But he climbed in bed with Dexlin in his little crib, and I didn't even know he could climb in there. These little kids, you got to keep your eye on them, because I'm telling you guys, they do the craziest things. So that was a different time, but you get the picture. So here, just like 30 minutes ago, Zealand climbed in his crib, and I walk in there, and I'm talking to him. I'm checking, make sure he's not hurting Dex, and I lay my hand on Dex, and he's wet, and I'm like, why is he wet? I looked at my wife like, why is he wet? She's like, oh, he probably peed. No, this wasn't him. Z-Man, I didn't even realize he didn't have no underwear. He has his like little onesie. They're not onesie, but like whatever clothes that it buttons at the bottom, and when he left it open, it's like to his knees. So I thought he had underwear on. He didn't have underwear on. He peed on his brother. So for you guys, that's a little bit of a laugh. Zealand peed on his baby brother on his back, like right here. Poor Dex is knocked out, and he's just drenched. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Zealand, what are you doing? So let's just say we've got to make sure that we keep Zealand away from Dexland until he understands, until little Dexland can defend himself. So we got him changed up, we got him fed up, and he knocked back out. But that's a funny little story. Okay, guys. So I wanted to share with you this news. There is a senator, okay, Senator Roger Marshall criticizes the White House and Joe Biden over the pride flag. DeSantis torches the White House over the flag, the pride flag, and the topless guest, the debacles, and that's what they called it. So apparently, Joe Biden was throwing some sort of pride event, and some lady, I guess, just took her top off. And it's like, what are you doing? Are you crazy? But that's the thing. Let me explain this. So many people do not even understand that when you start giving a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, you give them an inch, they take a mile. You let them put the pride flag up. Then you've got all these LGBTQ people that with their own mindsets of just craziness. And I'm like, what is happening? We lost control of the White House. And I'm telling you guys, people are ready to throw Joe Biden over the ship. They're done with this guy. Cannot believe that he's done that. But of course, that is not everybody. And there's a lot of people that actually are okay with it. But it's like, why would you do that? And even right here, the White House flasher Rose Montoya apologizes. Why would you do such things? And just like, it's so disrespectful, I believe, to women. It's so disrespectful that they would do this at the White House. And it's like, if there's no place for it, guys. It's no place. It's not like, it's beyond wrong. And I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe they'd done that. And again, it's like, okay, we need to change presidents. And here's another thing. The United States flag is supposed to be in the middle of the White House. As center, it's supposed to be the number one, but they put the pride flag in the middle. And you think, what is our country coming to? What is our country coming to, guys? And it's like, when are things going to get better? When are things going to change? When are things actually going to be back like they used to be? And here's the thing, it's not going to happen until we get this guy out of the office. I mean, it's not, guys. And I get it. He wants to hold a pride event, and I get it. He wants to do all that, and I get it. He wants to, be cool with everybody. But there's just a certain group that you don't need to empower, because right now it's running rampant. It's being shoved down our kids' schools. It's horrific, the things that are happening. And it's just like, why is this even happening, guys? And it's horrible. And I just wish things would be better, and I wish things would do better. And I just cannot believe the garbage that's going on right now, guys. I cannot believe the garbage. But I want to go ahead and talk about these announcements of these states, guys. And again, let me know your comments down below. So you're not owed. 30 years old is not anywhere near owed. Thank you, Patricia. Rory, never. Nadia, 1. Corey, SSI does not know anything about the checks. Terry, event. SSI does not know anything about the checks. What? We're about to go over that information. Angelo, I'm not a fan of Joe Biden. I'm not a fan of Biden. Also not a fan of Trump. We need to get other people in. And hey, I'm definitely on board with that. Listen, I'll never say that Donald Trump is the answer. Okay? Hear me out. I'm not saying Donald Trump is the answer. And I'm not saying that a Republican's the answer. But what I'm saying is, from the options that we have now, I mean, Donald Trump's the only person that I know who is not afraid to go in there and put this crap back in order. He's not afraid, because this is what bothers me. This is what bothers me is, we understand there is an LGBTQ community. We understand there's a pride flag. I get it. but we don't have to celebrate it. We don't have to empower it. They can do their own thing. They're doing just fine as it is. But why do we need to make it? Why do we need to broadcast it from the White House? Why do we need our president, the leader of the country, to broadcast this as if it's like the best thing in the world? And it's not. And because there's so many conservative people like myself, and I'm sure many of you guys, that we don't feel that way and we're not going to support that. How does that make us feel? And I'm telling you guys, I've talked with a few people. I'm not joking. If I ever just cross that line where I'm done, I've already talked to a few people that were going to join me. I'm going to get about 200 people, 300 people. We're going to block off a couple of streets in a city, and we're not going to let nobody come through. And we want the TV people out there. We want everybody out there. And I'm going to stand up in that camera, and I'm going to tell everybody saying, listen, we love everybody, but stop shoving this pride stuff down our throat. Stop putting it in our schools. We don't need the ideology. We don't need you to make us, force us, pressure us, influence us to think the way you think. You want to be that way? Go do it, but leave our kids alone. Look what happened at Target. Look what's happened at Bud Light, and it's not going to stop. It's time that we make a stand. And I feel like many people are going to be with me and agree with me. I'm just saying. Okay, so here we go. We're going to be talking about the states that are going to be giving an increase. And again, it's the low income. Let me read it for you. Low income recipients to receive extra Social Security payments in June of 2023. Here's an overview of individuals who will experience an increase in their monthly payments for supplemental security income this month. Guys, you're not going to want to miss this information. Social Security benefits are the most often associated with payments from the retired workers, right? That's right, guys. I appreciate your comments, your love, your support, your agreement. And even if you don't agree with me, that's fine. I'm not going to hate you. I'm not going to come against you. I'm not going to put you down. We should be able to agree to disagree, right? Okay, so guys, can we hit 300 likes here in the next 10 minutes or next 5 minutes? We only need 50, guys. Let's make it happen. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Many of you guys have congratulated us, and I thank you for that on Dex being born. So if you would do little Dexlin a favor, would you subscribe to the channel for him as a gift? And let's look at that. Look at that. That is little Dex right there. Little Dex, he is knocked out code. Subscribe for Dex. How about that? Let me know you subscribe for Dex. Say, I subscribe for Dex. Okay, here we go, guys. While those make up a vast majority of tens of millions the Social Security Administration issues each month, retirees aren't the only ones. The disabled and the survivors. The disabled and survivors also receive income from the agency, as well as low-income individuals that qualify for supplemental security income. Certain people in the latter group of recipients will see an increase in their monthly checks starting in June. So, we could always argue and critique that they should have done this in January, and I very well agree with you. They should have done this in January. Why are they waiting till like half of the year is over and saying, oh, now you need an increase. Oh, now you need more money. Oh, hey, we have a big pile of money laying around. Why not go ahead and give it to you guys? I'm telling you, as much as it's hard to believe, that's exactly how this crap happens. They literally, after all the research, they have all this money they've been setting on. It's not like it just fell in their laps in June and they said, well, I guess we're going to give it to people that need it. Well, no, this stuff has been there for a while, and now they're saying, well, what should we do with it? Well, somebody said, hey, we need to help those low income, disabled, survivors, Social Security. Certain people in the latter group of recipients will see an increase in their monthly checks starting in June. This is thanks to a complimentary payment plan that was approved. So this was already approved. They collaborated, they came together to approve in 33 states across the nation. Now, again, there are several states on the list. There are several states that are providing this information on this complimentary payment plan. It's already been approved. Exactly. Well, you guys only have enough to pay for the food. Oh my gosh. 1 second, guys. 1 second. All right. So, thank you guys. Sorry about that. The battery went dead. These little batteries do not last long whatsoever. And the camera that we have, well, you can't like it's like newer cameras, you can hook them up to a charger and man, you don't need a battery at all. But these cameras, they're a little bit older, they run off battery. But we're going to collaborate about that later. Okay. So, according to an article in Solo Dinero, Supplementary Security Income Program additional payments are nothing more than state income that is determined by various entities and sent as an extra set amount every month. Again, it was a determined amount and it was a determined sum of money that they said, well, we've really got to help you guys, senior citizens, Social Security, Medicare, disabled, VA. We've got to put more money in your pocket every single month. So the increase is targeted for low income recipients as well as care providers with the goal of supplementing the federal payment. So, hey guys, sorry. Hope everything looks good. All right, so we are back. Sorry, the battery died. We are live again. All right. So all right, here we go, guys. You didn't pay the bill. Right, the battery bill. That's funny. Okay. The increase targets low income recipients as well as, and I'm not like, there you go. So I'm in frame now, as well as care providers with the goal of supplementing the federal payment. Because the supplement is administered by state entities, the amount varies from state to state. And it's, again, it's not really a set, which, this is what, I mean, I get it. If you're in California, you probably got a lot more people in your state than Ohio or any other of the littler states. New York has a ton of people in their state. So I get it that the amounts would not be the same. I get it that some of them would vary from state to state. North Dakota, South Dakota, there's probably not a lot of people there, but at the same time, it's going to vary on the amount of people. This is what it looks like. So if you're in New York, you're looking at $87, $90 to get that increase every single month. If you're in Alabama, you're looking over $100, close to $120, $125 every single month. Now, if you take your calculator, you times 100 by 10, well, guess what? 100 by 10. Well, guess what, guys? That's $1,000. Okay. And it's like, okay, that's good money. It helps. It's not gonna make you rich. It's not gonna put extra money in your bank account, but there again, at the same time, it does help. So let's go over the list, guys. We've got a list here to read off. In which states do Social Security benefits increase in June of 2023? The states that will increase for SSI recipients because of the supplemental payments are Alabama, Alaska, North Carolina, South Carolina, Colorado, Connecticut, South Dakota, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, New Hampshire, New Mexico, New York, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Texas, Utah. Yeah, I know. For many of you guys, like, what? Texas is on the list? Utah, Virginia, Washington, Wisconsin, Wyoming. And I see many of you guys, a lot of my babies look like me. The money's going to come. Be patient. Massachusetts, are they on the list? Massachusetts is on the list. So, guys, feel free to comment if about your state, and I will see if it's on the list. Maybe you're just tuning in. Maybe you're just joining the show. We are reading the states that are sending out the increase in the month of June. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button for Dex. And if you appreciate the news, make sure to hit that like button. We're one like away. We're going to be reading the additional states. And again, if you haven't heard of your state, uh, just ask me and we will read the state off. California's never left off. All right, guys, we need one more like, and we're going to be reading off the other states. I'm telling you, you're going to love this. Okay, here we go. In addition, in the states listed, California is on the list. Delaware is on the list. Hawaii, Iowa. Iowa's on the list, guys, so don't count them out. Iowa, Massachusetts. Hawaii's on the list. Delaware's on the list. Michigan is on the list. You remember I was there. Montana, Nevada, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington, D.C. also have supplemental payments. However, in these states, the complimentary extra is administered by the Social Security itself. I'm going to read that list because looks like we have a few people coming on. Is Oklahoma on the list? Oklahoma is on the list, Rebecca. How much is increased for Kentucky? If it was me, it doesn't tell us, but Chris, I'm assuming I would say $100, honestly, because Alabama's 120, New York is 87. I think meet in the middle is safe to say $100. Social Security increase in Tennessee. Tennessee is not on the list. New Jersey, or is New Jersey on the list? New Jersey is on the list. Massachusetts. Diane, I thank you for your love and support. Thank you guys so much. All right, so those are the states, guys, that are listed. California, Delaware, Hawaii, Iowa, Michigan, Montana, Nevada, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington, D.C. also have supplemental payments. However, in these states, the complimentary extra is administered by SSA itself. And for many of you guys, how much is Louisiana? I would assume it's around $120. Cassandra, Iowa, how come they endure? Yeah. Is there a website to look up how much you would get for the state of Connecticut? Let's look. Let's find out. So I want to ask you this, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button for Dex. Let us know you subscribe for Dex, and then hit that like button. Can we hit 400 likes? How much? Ooh, let's see. So, of course not. Let's go back. Yeah, of course they wouldn't make this information. just able to find it here all of a sudden, right? Yeah, I don't think there is, but you could almost say that it's going to be anywhere from 80 to $120 per person, which is, I mean, it's still some very good news. Anything right now is better than nothing. Um, so here we go. We've got some other stimulus check news. And here's the cool thing, guys. What's amazing about the live stream, which I was going to ask you guys for New York, they're getting $87. I was going to ask you guys, I know I did a video earlier today. How many of you prefer the video opposed to how many of you guys would rather do a live stream? What about Illinois? Let me go check real fast because I don't remember. Yep, Illinois is on the list. Illinois is on the list. I'm assuming Illinois is around that $100 mark, like Tennessee, Florida. I'm sorry, not Tennessee, but like Georgia. Okay, guys. So literally, this just come out. Stimulus payments are coming to these states in June. Idaho, and this is what they're calling it: special session rebates. Then you've got Illinois, Maine, Massachusetts, Montana, New Mexico. Wow, that is some amazing news. Yeah, this information come out today. Literally, they're literally to maximize, your social security check every single month. They literally want you to go with the 67. I think that's the age. That's ridiculous, guys. That is ridiculous to have you guys go that much. I just don't agree with it. I don't think it's good. I wish that it wouldn't be like that because many of you guys, you can't wait till you're 70 to start getting a good paycheck. That stuff should be happening. And when you hit 60, they should be like, hey, you've been, working your whole life, or if you haven't been able to, that's not your fault. But at least you should be getting some money to live with dignity, right? Be able to do what you got to do. Wow, I just learned something cool on my tablet. That is crazy. I've got split screens. Wow, that is pretty crazy. I didn't even know you could do that. Okay, so guys, do you want all right, here we go. Little man's doing great. How much is Maryland getting? I'm assuming around $90. Paula, stimulus check for Louisiana. Louisiana was on the list. Now, so here we go, guys. SSI, how much increase for New York? That was $87. Arizona is messed up. Wayne, I haven't seen you comment in a long time. Wayne, welcome to have you back. So I wanted to actually share this news with you. Se llama se nuevo baby. Abel, thank you so much for that. What is the increase in Oregon? I'm assuming in Oregon, you're probably looking around $90 in Oregon. So if we look at this list of states again, and I don't even know how there you go, full screen. All right. So for those of you that are wanting me to go back over that list, I'm going to go back over it. And I'm going to, what is this? All this? What is this crap? Here we go. All right. I was like, man, where's my list at? All right. Going back to the list, guys. So remember, if you haven't heard your state, what's California? I would say around $90. Louisiana is probably around $115. Hope all is well. Bless new baby. Thank you guys so much. Remember, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe for Dex. And if you would like to support this channel, make sure to hit that like button. Join the family, guys. We're going to be reading this states list one more time. You've got Alabama, Alaska, North Carolina, South Carolina, Colorado. You've got Connecticut, South Dakota, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, New Hampshire, New Mexico, New York, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Washington, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Those are all of the initial states that are providing an increase. But yes, we have more. What's the GA increase? It's probably going to be around $100, Lori. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Catherine, thank you guys. Happy Father's Day. Happy early Father's Day to all of you fathers. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. Hey, can we hit 4, or how about this? To celebrate all the fathers on this channel, can you hit that like button? Can we get up to 500 likes? That's only about 120 more. Would you do your part and say, hey, I want to thank a father today? Hit that like button. Thank you guys so much. In addition to the states listed, California, Delaware, Hawaii, Iowa, Michigan, Montana, Nevada, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington, D.C. are the additional states. I'm going to read those here in just a second. Happy Father Days to all of the fathers. Tina, I appreciate that. Caro, Aurelia, Melissa. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. We will be doing a live stream tomorrow, guys, to keep you updated on the news because stuff happens all over the weekend. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button to thank a father and let us see your support. Happy Father's Day. And we're going to read this list again. Thank you guys so much for liking. We really appreciate you guys. Happy Father's Day. Thank you guys so much. So all of our fathers out there, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for Little Dex. If you want to support, subscribe for Dexlin. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to read this list one more time. So if you just tuned in, you're not going to want to miss this news. Here we go. So they're wanting to provide an increase to target low-income recipients, Social Security, disabled, and VA, as well as care providers. The whole goal of what they did is to provide supplemental federal payments. At the federal level, that's when things really get done. So, in which states do Social Security benefits increase in June of 2023? The states that will increase checks are Alabama, Alaska, North Carolina, South Carolina, Colorado, Connecticut, South Dakota, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Kansas, Illinois, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, New Hampshire, New Mexico, New York, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Texas. You've got Utah, Virginia, Washington, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. And I'm going to finish this up with these last states. In addition to the states listed, California, Delaware, Hawaii, Iowa, Michigan, Montana, Nevada, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington, D.C. all have supplemental payments. These are all of the states that are sending out some stimulus check news. Politicians had to scrap their pockets. Yes, they did. I will believe it when I see it. Ohio, yes, Ohio was on the list. Many of you guys, how many of you guys would like free money? How many of you guys would love a stimulus check now this month? How many of you guys would love to see $1,200 hit your bank account? My question is, what would you do with that $1,200 check? Let us know down in the comments below. Adriana Castillo, thank you so much for your love and support. Here's another thing. I wanted to ask you guys, because a lot of things have changed You've guys seen the outplay of what's happening in our society, our economy, what's happening in our schools. Many of you guys told me on your comment that you voted for Joe Biden. And my question is out of the candidates that we have now, it's not like we've got a whole new lump of people that are running for presidency, but we do have almost the same people that are running again. Who would you vote for? And why would you vote for them? Why would you select one over the other? I get it. Many of you guys have claimed to be hardcore Democrats and that Joe Biden needs a little more time, that he has the bad end of the stick, that Trump pretty much left it in chaos. And what would you expect Joe Biden to do? So, guys, I would pay my extra bills. I would catch up on property taxes, pay bills, give back the money. All the people are supposed to give the money back to the government. Okay, that's new. Um, there you go, Sarita. Pay your tithes and offering. I love it. And pay your bills. Help your family and help your church. I love it. I love that. Thank you, Lorraine. I love that. Joe needs to get out. Buy me a motor for a car. Oh wow, Terry, that's awesome. Yeah, and again, guys, so many people, go shopping online and save. Show me the money. So, yes, Corey, a lot of these increases are coming even if you don't file taxes. And this is where we come in, guys. We do the research, we do all of this updates for the news to figure out, okay, what's happening, what's going on, what's there, what's not there, what's happening, when's it happening. So, I wanted to give you guys that updated news. Again, you guys have been amazing. South Carolina, I assume somewhere around $110. But guys, you are truly amazing. You are great, and even answering the questions. Dequita, we were talking about the 33, states that are sending out an increase on the monthly checks by June 30th. Yes, New Jersey was on the list, and as so is the payment monthly, or was it, Christine? It's a monthly increase. Monthly increase. Here's my thing though, like they've got it like at $100, they've got it at $90. Why not give you guys like that $200 increase that Bernie Sanders was pushing into law? I mean, that just sounds better, right? Sounds better. But guys, you've been great. You've been a great audience. Thank you for your love and support. Make sure to spread the word about True Life Investing. Subscribe to the channel to join this family. As you can tell, we've got a lot of family members, and we just keep growing. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, and we can't do it without you. But again, I am super thankful for all that you guys do. Make sure to hit that like button if you appreciate the hard work and all of the news being sought out and researched and brought into the video. Guys, I'm trying to do better for you guys. I love you. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I hope that you're having a great Saturday. I'm praying for you. God bless you. And until next time, I'm John Miro. Peace.